Hello, welcome to week 23. I'm here to start my weekly vlog for week 23. My name is Stacy, if you don't know me, and welcome to Reads of an Apple. Although this is a video that I usually just kind of touch base on books, and this is more of a life and quest calendar vlog. So if you did not know, the quest calendar is a daily calendar that is also a game that is based off of tabletop role-playing like Dungeons and Dragons. 2022 is the Gates of Terralon, and we are playing as Savani Moonchaser, who is a feline monk. That's her. Super fun. And we are tasked with, there are gates between the different worlds in this universe, and the demon world has shattered their gate, and we've been kind of tasked with getting all the pieces of the gate from the different worlds to put the gate back together, because if we don't, the universe is going to implode basically. So we are traveling from world to world. We are on our second world now, and let's just get into what this weekend brings. So Friday, where we ended, we were approached by some feline lion guards, and we were able to successfully be charismatic with them. So they did not do anything violent with us. But let us see what this weekend brings. Oh, okay. To the gate shards. So we have a fun map. So we will probably choose between, it looks like we have two options. So we're going to choose between the two routes to get to the gate shard that is in this world. So let me see what our description says. To the gate shard. Your locator indicates that the gate shard is in the middle of the forest somewhere close to Crater Lake, the only source of water that might be in this world. Time to set off in search of it. So there is a northern route and a southern route, and both have the same thing. Roll a d20 plus wisdom, reminder, survivalist, map and compass, and mount. So it looks like the northern route goes a little bit closer to the Crater Lake for a water source, and it also is going through some more heavily dense forested area. And then down south, it looks like we go through more of a plains or grasslands area, and then there's more foresty area, but it might be more of a dry forest or plains type thing before coming here. So I feel like going the northern route, potentially next to a water source, might be a little bit better. So we will take the northern route, which is option A. Okay. You stick closer to the body of water in this world, Crater Lake. It proves useful in supplying fishing and water resources, but it is also home to many foreign creatures as well. They don't take too kindly to intruders in their land. Okay, so our wisdom is a +1, and then reminder, survivalist, which we do not have, but map and compass gives us a +2, and then we have mount, which gives us a +4. So we are coming into this as a total of a +7. So let me get my d20 out, and we will roll. And if you have not seen my weekly vlogs before, all of the information we need is on the back of the previous day page. And then there on the page, on the actual calendar page, the script font is like descriptions and story. And then usually there is a box with a more block print, and that is more like mechanics and the metadata that we have to play with. Oh, I'm throwing dice on the floor. Okay, so I got my tiny d20, and let us roll and see. So we are at 8, 4, 5, 6, 7 plus 16. Okay, so we are at 20, over 20. Math, man. What are we at? I have a 7, 23. I was like, oh my God, I'm failing at math. Okay, if your result is 13 or more, we are good. You are able to successfully fish and stock up on water when you need to while avoiding dangerous wildlife. You need to consume only one ration. If you do not have one, reduce your health by 1. We have 2 rations, according to my tick marks. So we are down to 1 ration, which is not bad. And that is all we have it for quest calendar. I don't really have any other life stuff to kind of mention or chat about. The Avalanche game is tonight, so hopefully they win. I will probably be missing most of it because there is a sudden late dinner that has been planned in my family, which I was hoping we would have an early dinner so I could be back to watch most of the game, but now it's all, I don't know. I probably shouldn't talk about this on video in case people see, but I'm just kind of getting frustrated with the whole situation. And yeah, so I'm just going to leave it at that. But anyway, I will see you all very soon. Bye. Hello, happy Monday. I am here to do a quick update. It is at the end of 3 periods in the Avalanche game, and they are tied 5-5 with the Oilers. So we are headed to overtime. But because it's playoffs, there is a full 20-minute intermission and then a full 20-minute period, and play is in normal. During the regular season, overtime is different. But I figure I would update since I have a little bit of time, and depending on how long overtime goes, I could be up for a while still. So let's do quest calendar first, and then we'll touch base on a book I finished. So this weekend we traveled to the Gate Shard, and we went this northern route to go by the Great Lake here. Crater Lake is what it's called. So let us see what today brings. Ooh. Feed me, Seymour. That's what it reminds me of. Little Shop of Horrors, if you didn't know that. So, you've been cautious of all the plant life of the forest since you were unfamiliar with the flora of this world. However, you step on a vine and a large plant springs into motion to grapple you. The vines pull you in closer to a sinister mouth full of thorny teeth. Fun! So, it looks like there will be 3 rounds of battle, and we will need to make a dexterity roll before we make attack and possibly damage, which is okay because we are dex-based. So, alright, number 1. Let me move my character sheet closer. Okay, so our dex is a +6. And that is an 18, so we're 24. Okay, so we needed an 8 or less, so we are not restrained. And if you are restrained, it means you are unable to attack. So we shall normal attack. All right, so we are at a +7, and that is an 8, so 15. If your attack roll is 14 or more, you hit the plant. Perfect. Okay, so our damage is 2d10 +2. And we rolled a 7 and a 6, so 13, 14, 15 damage. Okay, and since we are 8 or more, the plant is stunned. So on to round 2. And we will do our dexterity first. And that is a 9, which is 15. 8 or less once again. So now we will attack. And that is a nat 20, woo, woo, which doesn't really matter in this system. So 27. And we needed a 14 or more. So damage is 5, 6, 7. We needed 10 damage this round. Is there anything that can give me extra damage? Here we go. Death Touch. Once per page. Add a d6 to a single damage roll. So we will use a T point. Or no, we will use Death Touch to add a d6. So hopefully it is a 3 or more. And it is a 5. Sweet. So let me mark that we have used Death Touch because, hey, look, we used an ability finally. All right, so then that we will not have back unless we rest, or I'm guessing there might be something we come across that allows you to reset an ability maybe every once in a while, but that is a d6 once. So that's not for all of the page. So then that makes us 5, 10, 11, 12. So now we are over the 10 damage. And then round number 3. So that is a natural 19 on the dex roll. So we are good because once again, it's an 8 or less. And then our attack roll. And that is an 18. So 25. And we needed a 14 or more, so let us do damage. Roll well for me here. 7, 8, and then 9, 10. So 10 damage. So we needed, okay, if your damage roll is 9 or more, the plant dies. Sweet. So we were able to stun the plant 2 rounds, so we collect 2 gold, and then we also killed the plant, so an additional 1 gold. So 3 gold from today's battle. Not too bad, not too bad. I'm kind of excited we finally used an ability. Hopefully we won't need to use that before we rest. But that is okay. All right, so let me add. We are now up to 89 gold. We are, it's a good thing we have a mount because I bet that's heavy. Okay, perfect. Alrighty, I will set this aside here. So, now, I'm not going to talk about this book very much, and I will try to be good about that to keep these vlogs shorter. But last night I finished Dukes Do It Better by Bethany Bennett. This is book 3 in her Misfits of Mayfair series. I'm going to give it 5 stars. My watch is going off, and I really, really enjoyed it. It was a really good wrap up to the whole series. I have to say, book 2 is probably my favorite, but if you saw my vlog where I read book 2, I was just constantly surprised and amazed a lot of the times, especially with the way that they dealt with Emma's pregnancy in that book. Oh my gosh, I wouldn't have guessed that was the route they would take for my life. I'm still just like, I think about that scene and I'm just like, that book completely surprised me and blew me away. And I've read enough now that things don't completely surprise me like that very much anymore. And man, if you have not read any of these books, definitely pick up the whole series. I've given them all 5 stars now. The trilogy is complete, and I'm excited to see what Bethany Bennett does in the future. But if you have not, but at the very least, you should read book 2, which is West End Earl. But I will stop gushing about this. I will tell you what I used it for. So, I need my note. All right, so I used it for the Taylor Swift Quarterly Challenge to cover You Belong With Me. And that is either fated mates or a character who knows what they want. And Emma knows what she wants. And then I also used it for the Ripped Bodice Summer Bingo for Widow Protagonist. And technically, Emma is a widow. Really, not really, but I'm going to count it. And then for Summer of Swoon, I used it for an author that has less than 5 published books. And this is Bethany Bennett's 3rd published book. But I cannot wait for more. So that is it book-wise. And if you want to see more about this, I will be having I'm reading these for the May 24th reading vlog where I'm going to read 3 books. All came out on May 24th, and all of them were anticipated reads. I'm just looking at this, and Okay, it'll be out on Thursday as long as I can get it uploaded in time. So stay tuned for that if you want to see my thoughts on that, or you can just wait until I post my review on my blog. But either or, that is where we're at. And that's all I really have for you. I hope the Avs win and move on to the Stanley Cup Championships. It'd be even better because we can get some rest time before potentially playing either the New York Rangers or the Tampa Bay Lightning. And it'd be good to get a couple days of rest in for our guys. But it's okay if they don't sweep, because then we have a chance to win at home. And right now they're in Edmonton. But man, how awesome would it be to sweep? I saw so I'll ramble a little bit. I saw an article this weekend about how it was after they won Game 3, about how the Avalanche, there were some newscasters earlier this year that were calling the Avalanche boring to watch because they're just so good that they're boring. They don't have, like, they're good defensively and they're good offensively, and it was just like this whole big thing about how the Avalanche are boring to watch. And I'm sorry, but I don't find them winning constantly boring, but I'm a fan. So maybe it's just me, but all right. Fingers crossed. I hope the boys win, and I will be back to see you all tomorrow. Have a good night. Hello, happy Tuesday. It is Tuesday, June 7th. And if you didn't already know, today is my birthday. I am 33 years old. Man, I'm getting old. But anyway, I am here to do a quick little update. So I meant to start a book last night, and I still have not started. I've been meaning to start it for the past couple nights, but the Avalanche won last night in overtime. They are going to the Stanley Cup Championship round. They are 4 games away from winning it all. Happy birthday to me. My boys won the Western Finals Championships. Like, I cannot wait. But we have to wait forever because New York and Tampa Bay are still playing. So the earliest it will happen is the 15th, is what they said, which is next freaking Wednesday. That's the earliest it starts. So while I won't have my boys' hockey to watch, I can at least take happiness in the fact that not only did they sweep Western Final Championships, but they now have like a weekish to rest and recuperate going into the Stanley Cup Finals. Like, what? Okay, but anyway, I need to stop. Otherwise, I will not shut up about it because I love hockey. So, yesterday we fought this talking plant dude. I guess he's not talking, but I always want to call him Seymour, but he is not Seymour because he says, "Feed me, Seymour," because Seymour is the guy who owns him. But, ooh, I'm guessing there's some type of naga, but they're snake people, and I don't like snakes. Okay. Let's see what happens. You come to the place where your sensor indicates a shard of the gate should be. You find a large tree with a grotesque hole guarded by 2 naga. These snake people are armed and defending access to the tree. They are not known for negotiating with others. Okay. A, sneak around them. Roll a d20 plus dexterity. Reminder, stealthy, which we have, and we are good at dex. B, scare the creatures to get them to flee. Strength, reminder, intimidating. Or C, surprise them with an attack, which is just an attack roll. I'm going to go with option A, please. Really? You think that's a good option? That's it? That one opinion? I swear, she's just full of it. Full of it, I say. Full of it. Now she's doing little kitty sounds at me. Okay, so I just rolled a 10. I don't even know what we're rolling. Dexterity. I was like, what are we doing? I just rolled a dice because I had it in my hand. Okay, so our dex is a +6 and we have a +2 for stealthy. So +8, we rolled a 10, 18. If the result is 15 or more, you are able to sneak around them and avoid a confrontation. Sweet. Cool. And that is it. We're done with the quest calendar. Look at that. We are only like 4 minutes in. And I don't really have anything else reading-wise to update you on. So I will show you my earrings. I decided to wear my crane origami earrings today because I thought they were super fun. And I wore a dress because I was like, I'll feel fancy today. I always forget to wear my dresses. But I've worn 2 this summer already. So hey, good on me. Alrighty. That's it. And I will see you all tomorrow.
Hello, happy hump day. It is Wednesday. And we are over halfway through this week. And I have some fun things for you. So, let me scoot you back. Okay, that looks a little bit better. I got some mail, so we're gonna go over a couple little things of mail. Since I will be moving at the end of July, most likely. Still looking for a place. I have not been buying any books, really, except for things that I had already pre-ordered. But I saw a paperback was finally optioned for a book that I absolutely love, and a series I have all in paperback. So I got it because I've been checking every day since this book came out for the paperback. Well, not checking every day. And usually she sends an email in her newsletter, and I'm trying to be big so you can be surprised with me. And I didn't get the email newsletters that said, hey, it's live. So now that I think about that, I should check my spam because I need to be getting her emails. And then I also got another book because I saw it was like, it's an indie published book, and I saw it was on sale for like $4 something. And usually they're like $14. And I was like, buying this book on sale while it's on sale. So I have 2 books. But today I also got my Crochet World. And these come out every even month. And this is the one for August 2022. I can't remember if I showed you the last ones, but this one, as you can see, it's geometric home designs is the theme. And I gotta say, this is not one that's for me. There's only really 2 patterns that I'm kind of intrigued by. And this one is some lace edgings, which I really like this turquoisey one. Although I don't do a lot of lace work, but that might be something I can potentially add to the edge of a blanket. I feel like this pink one would be a little bit easier to adjust to make work for a blanket, but I just really like the pineapple style stitches of this one. And then the only other pattern I was really intrigued by, I thought this pillow was super cool. I would not do this in shades of browns. I would probably do it in shades of blues and give that as a gift. But if I was making this for me, I would do shades of grays because gray is my favorite color, with maybe a cooler white tone and maybe a black, but I think I'd probably just do a darker gray. But so I thought this pillow was kind of cool too. That's really it. If you want to see, I'll go ahead and show you if you're a crocheter and you're interested in Crochet World. They do have digital copies, but I get the paperbacks because I like having them. And they do have errata, so that's the first half, and then that's the second half. So those are all the patterns that are in this month. Once again, that is the August Crochet World. So there's that. So that was fun, although slightly disappointing, but that's okay. That's what happens sometimes, but overall, I like supporting a craft magazine because they are few and far between, and a couple of the ones that I used to pick up at the store every once in a while because they were more often than not patterns that I wasn't super fond of or weren't my kind of style, every once in a while they'd have a really cool pattern. So I would check them. But this was also when I was living a lot closer to Joann's, and I used to go to Joann's every couple months. But now I haven't been to Joann's and I don't know how long. But that's okay. So we will pick a package. They came in separate packages, so we have 2 books. And I have not opened them because I wanted to, I know what they are, obviously. And I have seen the front of one because I read the ebook, but this is what it is. Oh my goodness. I'm excited to see the back too. So this is Using Feiho by Victoria Aveline. This is book 5 in her Clecladian series. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm ready to see the back. Ooh. It's all like lightning and clouds and purpley. Oh my gosh. And then there's the spine. I'll go this way. That's upside down. But aren't they pretty? Ooh, I really, really love this book. He is pretty much a space pirate. Oh, I gave this 5 stars. I really, really liked it. And Feiho is a lot of fun. And I wonder when the next book is coming out. All right, I need to check. This is the one that I was saying I need to check for her newsletter, because usually she announces in her newsletter, she's just like, hey, paperbacks are live, just so you know. But I never saw an announcement, and I was for a while checking every other week to see if the paperback's been posted yet, and then I hadn't for a little bit. And then I was adding a new book to my wish list. I wanted to make sure it got on my wish list, and I saw that Using Feiho had buying options or something instead of just the Kindle option. So I clicked on it and I was like, paperback's live. I did not know this, so of course I had to pick it up. And then the other book I got, which came in a completely different packaging. And this is the one that I said was on sale. And this is Love in Stone by Eve Casey. I read the first book in her All In series. I suggested it and it won earlier this year for the Smart Women Read Romance Patreon review. Absolutely loved it. I've been really excited to try this series. There's 2 books in it, and they're both of them have a character who's in the sciences somehow, and then there's also a slight like paranormal magic-y twist it seems like there might be in them. But this one I think is the fossil one. Yeah, the heroine works with fossils, which is like super cool. So I cannot wait to read this, and it was on sale for like $4, so I picked it up because I want all of Eve Casey's books after reading that one. Like I said, I grabbed this one because it was on sale for super cheap. So this is another author that I'd like to own all her books, but since I am in a I guess loose-ish, a medium loose book buying ban, I will not get those. But I did get I did get a gift card from my dad and my stepmom for my birthday. So I told them I'm buying books, but it will be after I move because I don't want to buy a bunch of books and then have to then add more books to my boxes. But so there's my fun book mail. And I didn't want to do a haul because it could be a bit before I get things set up. So that might be something I look at in the future, but usually I just kind of get new releases, so I figured I'd just kind of show them. But especially because I'm super excited for Using Feiho. Alright. Now, yesterday I said I was going to start Always Practice Safe Hex. I still have not started freaking Always Practice Safe Hex. I have had it marked as reading since Sunday night on my Goodreads, and I still have not started it, but I'm done with my admin stuff today, and I am done editing all videos that I have filmed, and I have Married at First Sight is in their filler weeks before the new season, and I don't have any hockey till at the very least next Wednesday, so I have free time. So I'm definitely going to be starting this shortly. But the other thing we have to do is today's quest calendar. So let us do that real quick. So yesterday we found where the gate shard was, and we were able to successfully sneak past the 2 Naga creatures that were guarding this area. So today I'm assuming is getting the shard. Okay, so more of the tree that we snuck up to. Looks like there's either lights in it or like fairies or something. Let's see. You stand below the giant tree. Looking up, you see a large crater high above several branches. Perhaps the great gate shard fell there and burned a hole into the tree. If you can get up there, maybe you can pluck the shard from the crater. Climb up the branches of the tree. Roll a d20 plus strength, reminder athlete. Okay, so we get a +4 for athlete, and our strength is a +2, so we are at a +6. Okay, so let us see. Ooh, there's a little bar here. Okay, so let me see what it says. There are several branches to climb to reach the strange crater in the tree. You will need to get 5 successful rolls to climb the tree. The number of successes cannot be less than 0. Okay, cool. So depending on what we roll, different things will happen. So we might have to roll more than once. So let's see what happens. I will get my dice. We just need the d20 today. And it's right on top. Perfect. Okay, let us go. We are at a +6. Ooh, starting strong. Natural +20. Not +20, a natural 20. Hello. Focus. There we go. Thank you, camera. You leap with a majestic grace and have such luck that you reach a branch higher than you aimed for. Gain 2 successes. Sweet. Okay. I'm just gonna tick them. Tick, tick. Alrighty. And roll number 3. Or 2. That is an 18, so +6, 24. So the same thing, another 2. Perfect. Alrighty. And the last one, I rolled a 7, so that would be 13. So between a 12 and 16, you successfully reach the next foothold and climb up a branch, gain 1 success, which is what we needed. We have all 5 successes. We are good to go. Not bad. It only took 3 rolls. Not bad at all. So we are now up at the crater. So I'm assuming tomorrow we'll deal with reaching in the crater or pulling out the shard or it being sucked into the staff or whatever happens there magically. But I think that is everything I have for you. So yeah, that is at least that's everything physically I have sitting around me. So I will see you all tomorrow. 2 more days until the weekend. Hello, happy Thursday. It is Thursday, June 9th, and I am here to do my updates for the day. Just a side note, I'm not going to go into it too much, but last night I did finally start Always Practice Safe Hex. I am just over 50% of the way through. I'm not far through. I'm on page 190, chapter 19. I'm loving it so far. But I just wanted to say I finally have started it, but I won't really talk too much about it at all, but I will update you once I finished it and let you at least know my star rating and what I'm applying it to. But, tiny little sidebar, since this is just my I can ramble about whatever I want vlog. I watched the first episode of Ms. Marvel today. I totally spaced that it premiered yesterday on Wednesday. But when I woke up this morning and was checking my podcasts that I've updated this morning, I have my Avalanche one that I listen to every morning, and I saw that the Avengers posted their review recap of Ms. Marvel, and I was like, oh my gosh, how did I completely miss that? So I watched the first episode and I'm really liking it so far. It's very like teenage angsty, but that's okay. That's kind of what I was expecting. But the way that it's edited and all of the like little comic stuff going on in the background and just the way that they added that CGI to the real world stuff is so well done. Ugh, I cannot wait. I don't know too much about Ms. Marvel. And I very much am someone, I try very hard not to watch any teasers, not to, like, I'll listen, like, if the Avengers happen to do a speculation podcast or on one of their wrap-up podcasts that they have on their exclusive Patreon stuff, if they have, like, if someone talks about or mentions something that they learn about an upcoming show or movie, and they kind of talk about it a little bit, I'll listen to those. But I'm going in pretty blind to Miss Marvel. I did know that she was a Muslim American and she would be teenaged. So it was going to be kind of a younger, hipper feel. And man, these Disney Plus shows are so well done. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Marvel movies, and Marvel movies are so great. But the way that they manage to get the pacing and the editing, like, these Disney Plus shows have the same amount of production as a TV show as they do for their movies, but you get way more content, or you can dive deeper into the content itself because it's 6, 7, 8 episodes, whatever it might be, versus 2, sometimes 3-hour movies. And I feel like this is another one that is hitting it out of the freaking park, and I cannot wait to see how this evolves. But yeah, so far, episode 1, 5 freaking stars. And I think that's it. So, I will stop rambling. Let's do the quest calendar. So, yesterday, we managed to kind of climb up the tree to get to this crater is where we think the gate shard is. So, let's see what happens today. Okay. Okay, so we are up at the hole crater. It's hard to tell. Like, this picture makes it seem a lot bigger in the tree because the tree is massive. But this picture makes it seem like it's smaller, like we could just fit our arm in there. But let's see what it says. With a better view of the crater, you see splintered wood and tree bark from the initial impact when the gate shard fell and collided with the tree. Around this impact zone, there are blackened stains that look like scorch marks. Veins of the wood appeared corrupted with a toxic-looking substance. The crater is deep and has formed a tunnel in the large tree. A tunnel. And this poor tree is turning toxic. Ugh! Okay. So, we have 2 things that we have to do here. Number 1, climb through the tunnel and avoid the taint. Alright. I feel like they could have chose a better word there. That's okay. And number 2, endure the corrupted substance, which is a constitution roll. So a dex roll and a constitution roll. Let me get my d20. Alright, so first up is dex. And that is a +6. Alrighty. That is a 13. So 19. Alright. If the result is 15 or more, you do your best to get into the crater and climb through the narrow tunnel. It was impossible to avoid it completely, but you minimized your contact with it. Okay, so nothing happens, I guess. We did make contact with it, but the taint gets on your skin and itches and burns. You breathe in the fumes and feel nauseated to the point of vomiting. Your head begins to spin and you feel claustrophobic inside the small tunnel. So now we make our constitution roll. Okay. Okay, so our first one, depending on how horribly we rolled, we would have taken a minus to this roll. So we just don't get a minus. It is whatever our constitution is, which is a 0. So great. But 17, woohoo. All right, so between 16 and 19, reduce your health by 1. That's fine. The highest result was 20. We have 3 of our staff points, but 3 staff points to mitigate 1 health is not worth it to me. So we will just take the 1 point of damage. We are damage free right now. And that will be it. And I think that's all on this quest calendar. So we are in the tunnel. Hopefully tomorrow we can finally get the gate shard. This is taking a little longer than I expected to get the gate shard, but that's okay. It's something fun. We're doing lots of steps. But anyway, I will see you tomorrow to wrap up this week's vlog and do Friday's quest calendar. And that will be the end of week 23. Is that what we're at? I think this is week 23. I may be wrong. But anyway, I will see you tomorrow. I hope you all have a good Friday. Tomorrow is Friday. Thank goodness. See you all soon. Hello, it is Friday. We made it through the week. Man. It was 90 something degrees today. We usually don't hit 90s till July. Tomorrow it's supposed to be like 98 degrees. So I get really whiny when it's hot outside. I don't want to do anything. But it's the weekend, so I don't have anything to do. I've been kind of working on some stuff. I got my to-do list for the weekend and the week figured out. But you know how things like that go. I'm constantly adding and marking things off. Oh, I forgot to put this on there. Oh, I forgot to put this on there. And all that good stuff. But I will stop kind of rambling about that. So last night, I do have a little bit of bookish thing to talk about. But before we do, I have been waiting for my local Walmart to restock their books. Since the big release in May 24th, they still do not have the books that should have been stocked for the May 24th release. And then the week after, which was Memorial Day weekend when I stopped and did my grocery shopping, they removed almost all of the books, and there were like 5 or 6 romance books left in the normal paperback, in the normal mass market size. And today, June 10th, there is still only like 4 books. I don't know what in the heck is going on, and I intentionally, if I know my local Walmart is not going to carry a book, or is going to carry a book, because it's a famous author or one that I've seen him carry before, like, they always have the Eloisa James and the Joanna Shoops and all of the like big names. They have a lot of the Avon releases. They have a lot of the, what is the other one? It starts with an R. I want to say Regency, but maybe it's not Regency. I don't know. But they have a lot of the traditional historical romance, and mostly historical romance is what I get there. Releases, and it's always been kind of bad, and sometimes I have to wait a week for them to update or to get everything stocked. But it has now been over 3 weeks, and I'm kind of over it. But I saw once on an interview with Kerrigan Byrne, when people were asking the best places to buy books from because they didn't want to give money to Amazon and all that, she was like, yeah, it's good to buy from local bookstores, but honestly, the biggest purchaser of books in bulk are the big box stores, Walmarts, Targets, Walgreens, places like that. So I always tried to, and while I could go to the other ones, the Walmart is like 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes from my work. I literally drive by it twice a day. And like I drive next to the parking lot next to it. And so I was getting the books that I knew were there outside of the ones that I pre-order, like my Vivian Lorette's or like my Autovibe authors that I always try to pre-order. I'll pre-order those online from a bookstore. But the other ones that I don't, like Lorraine Heath, I love Lorraine Heath, and I will buy her books, but like I haven't pre-ordered her book that's supposed to come out this summer because I figured I would get it at my local store during release week. So I might just have to start pre-ordering things, even if they're going to be at big box stores, or maybe I can try to see if, because they opened a new mini Target right next to me but they don't have near as much book selections. So maybe I'll check my local Walgreens, the next big release, and just see what they have, and maybe I'll stop like Wednesday night after the big release and see if they've stocked them quicker. Because I want to buy them from big box stores if that's very important for authors that are being traditionally published. But it's just like if I really expected to read a book on release day or shortly after, or I want to be a part of the release day like stats, I want to support my authors. So it's just kind of frustrating that it's getting worse and worse at my Walmart. And now I don't know. And it's one thing if if it's shortages, and I know there's shortages and all that kinds of issues, but this is ridiculous. If there were shortages and you did not have new books to put up, why did you take down all of the books that were already up? How about we sell those until we have new stock to replace it with? But I know they have books only are supposed to be out for a certain amount of time and things like that, and they flip over. But if there's shortage issues, I feel like they need to have a workaround, because I mean, it used to be every time I go down the book aisle, there's 3 or 4 people there. But because there has been nothing, nobody is there. So they're probably losing money and losing sales, at least my local Walmart, because the person isn't stocking the books. And from where I work to where I live in town, it is, all of the other Walmarts in town are kind of on the other end of town, and I don't drive that far usually. So, I don't know. It's just frustrating. But anyway, now that rant is over, last night I finished Always Practice Safe Hex by Juliet Cross. I'm going to give this 5 stars. This is book 4 in her Stay a Spell series. Man, I really enjoyed this. I really enjoyed learning more about Grims, but I have to be honest. This just makes me more excited for Clara and Henry's book, which is going to be book 6. Yeah, because the next book is Jules and Ruben's book, which I'm super excited for too. But Claire is my favorite sister, and her and Henry are like the ultimate grumpy sunshine. Oh, I cannot wait. But anyway, I love this one. This was really good. This, I would say, is probably the steamiest. So I would say for most people, this is probably the steamiest. However, there are some... I'm laughing because it's not really that kinky. But he does enjoy tying her up and spanking. And while that is like bottom rung, is that even considered kinky? That's not something that I personally enjoy. So it's not like it was very high steam, but it wasn't steam that was like titillating to me, so it didn't feel as steamy to me, if that makes sense. But it was definitely steamy, and Juliet Cross writes it well, so I didn't feel, I mean, I understood why they both were getting what they got from it. It's just not something that I myself am into. But anyway, I really enjoyed this. I love learning more about Grimm's and kind of seeing Livy And I'm always happy to be back in the Stay a Spell series, and I'm always happy to read a Juliet Cross book. But, so that is all I'm going to say about that. Definitely check out my vlog when it goes up. I think next Thursday, this coming Thursday. So, in 2 days. But I will tell you, for the Taylor Swift quarterly challenge, I use this for Willow, which is trees on the cover, or witchy character. And if you did not know, the Stay a Spell series is centered around 6 sisters, and they are all witches. For Summer of Swoon, I use this for enemies to lovers. And then this also worked for the Ripped Bodice Summer Bingo for work rivals, because it starts out that Livy and Gareth are kind of competing with each other to win like a head PR kind of a thing, or a PR campaign thing. So those are the bingo boards I was able to use it for. All 3 challenges I have ongoing right now, which is perfect. So there's that. Now, that is it for bookish stuff. So let us do the quest calendar for today. So yesterday, we managed to enter the tunnel that the gate yard created in the tree, and we only took 1 little bit of damage, which is not bad. So what, Naga people? And it looks like they're like worshipping. Okay, we've got shadows here. There we go. It looks like they're worshipping it. Weird. Okay. The pitch dark passageway begins to open up until you can fully stand. You come to a small room where you see several Nagas sitting in worship around the glowing gate yard. They haven't noticed you yet. So A, sneak around them, dexterity, reminder, stealthy. B, scare the creatures to get them to flee. That's a strength, reminder, intimidating. Or C, surprise them with an attack, which is an attack roll. Sneak around them. I feel like the last few times we've done something like that. I just knocked it. I almost threw it off my table here. Those have like been the 3 options, which is funny, but we can get my D20. So we are going to attempt to sneak around them. So dexterity is +6, and we do have stealthy, so we are at a +8. So let us see what happens. And I just rolled a 19, so we are at 27. Okay, if the result is 11 or more, these creatures assumed they were safe and were not paying any attention to possible intruders. You gain a +2 bonus on your damage in tomorrow's combat. Well, this weekend we start off with some combat, so that'll be fun. So I will put my little tiny dial away, and I will make sure to mark that we get a +2 to our damage, which means tomorrow it'll be 2d10 +4, which is crazy. And I think that is all I have for this week. So, let me just check my calendar. That is it. Thank you so much for sticking with my new vlog style here. I'm hoping things will kind of be a little easier, and we'll see kind of what happens. But I'm also hoping these vlogs are a little bit shorter, but I know I can still get rambly, but that's okay. But anyway, on to week 24. Let me know how your week was, and if you're enjoying any of these either books I've read or the quest calendar, or if you just want to pop by and say hi. Feel free to let me know down below. But anyway, I will see you all next week, and very soon. Bye-bye.